Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City.
Parker Engel and Emma Schroeder of the East Sac cross country team here at the Twin Lakes meet here for today. We'll start with Parker, talk about his day. Parker, it's kind of a chilly day here for today, probably the coldest meet you had all season. Talk to me real quick about your performance here today.
Yeah, it was one of our coldest meets this year, and I started off, I held first place for about a half a mile, and then I fell off, but I stayed in my position at about 5th or 6th place throughout the meet, and it got pretty hot when we were in those hills, but I ended up finishing about 5th place today.
Absolutely. Well, hey, congratulations, first of all, on that. At this point of the year, you would have imagined a lot more colder meets you would have had, but this is probably one of the, if not the only coldest one you've had all season. So what was kind of the routine you had prior to starting that kind of got you prepared for the cold?
Fortunately, we haven't had too many cold meets besides today, but my routine mostly, I wore my tights and my long sleeves and just hope for the best. I mean, I wore my hat when I started off, but I ended up throwing it off because it got way too hot. But I feel like it wasn't too cold or too hot once you got running. So
I was going to say, you kind of got going and half of your body's numbed, the other's hot, and you just couldn't decide what had happened. But talk to me about the course here for today. You talked about the hills a little bit. We're kind of killer towards the middle of the race. So what was kind of the strongest points for you here today?
Well, I felt like I came out strong. I think I ran my best first mile split this year. And once I got to the hills, I just remembered I had to focus on speeding up the downhills and then using my momentum to get up the hills and pass a few people each time I go up the hills. I ended up passing a couple people back on our last turn there, and then I ended up finishing pretty strong today.
Do you feel like today was one of your best races this year?
Yeah, I ran my PR today. I previously broke my PR here last week. I ran about an 18:42, and today I got an 18:18, so I improved quite a bit.
Yeah, perfect. Congratulations on that as well. What do you feel like you did better the second time around?
I think I just kind of stayed with the first top group, and I just went out and really did what my dad told me to and stay out in the front and not give up.
Absolutely. So I know kind of in those top positions there is some separation between everybody, but was there one person in particular you were kind of sticking with and trying to beat?
I tried sticking with Lane Moline. He runs for Manson Northwestern. I ended up passing him by about 2 places, I think, or a place or so, on the last turn up by the green in the back. But my dad told me to stick with him, and I tried staying with him the whole race, and I stayed with him, and I ended up passing him at the end.
Absolutely right. Well, hey, 5th place here today, a new PR. Congratulations on that. And, of course, you got state qualifying meets, so we wish you good luck in there.
Yep, thank you.
Absolutely right. We'll move over to Emma Schroeder here for today. Emma, cold day. Started to warm up during the girls' race, but talk to me about your part of the race. How do you feel you did here today?
I think I did all right. The hills kind of got me. Started getting really tired, but I knew that I had to use those hills to help me. I used my momentum when I went up, and then when I go down, it helped me fly down and gain some speed by that.
Overall here today, I know this is probably the second time you've run this course here this year. How do you feel it went the second time around?
Well, last time I was sick, so I did run it last year, but I don't know, I feel like I did a little better last year because I was just more prepared, I feel like, and this morning I wasn't as prepared because I didn't run it the last meet, so I was a little confused with how this way went compared to last year's. So.
Absolutely. What were some things you did prior to the race? Because of course it was cold, and then you get through the race, it was hot. So what were some things you were doing prior to kind of get yourself ready for this race?
Well, I walked the entire course before I started, and then I just did a bunch of warm-ups, try to get my body warm, so I was more prepared, and I kept my gloves and my headband on the entire time I ran, which helped me a lot.
Absolutely. Talk to me about some of the challenging parts of this race and how you kind of got through them.
Definitely some of the hills. There's this one part where you went down a hill and then you turn out right away, and that kind of got me, but I just had to stick with it, and I used those hills to push me. So.
Absolutely right. First half of the race, second half of the race, what do you think was kind of your strongest part?
I would say the first part. I was really in it. I was staying with those Manson girls, and then towards the end they kind of got ahead, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can get back to them, but I tried my hardest towards the end.
Were those kind of the girls you were trying to stick with and trying to get up to?
Yep.
There we go. Overall here today, this is probably one of the bigger races you'll race here this year, aside from the state qualifying meet. What are some things you're looking to improve upon before that state qualifying meet?
Definitely get my time down, stay with the girls that I know will do good and perform good. So yeah, just focus on that and look for the girls that I need to stay with for sure.
Do you feel like at this part of the season you're kind of peaking at the right moments, that your pace is on where you want it to be?
Yeah, for sure.
What's kind of that pace you've been running all year?
Like in the beginning, I will start off by like sprinting, and then I just like go down more. It just like depends on the courses because they're all different for sure. So
yeah, nope, absolutely right. Well, I'll tell you what, congratulations on a good race on a cold day. We'll get you hopefully warmed up, and we wish you good luck against going to that state qualified meet here next week.
Thank you.